This is the scene at the Chicago ICE field office, where today members from groups Chicago Protest and Refuse Fascism mobilized, blocking what they say is an entrance through which ICE has been taking detainees to detention centers through. I captured the confrontation between the demonstrators and DHS, and I also spoke with a DHS officer who was on site, supervising the situation. What's interesting is I've noticed the DHS officers spent a lot of time with CPD, who were waiting with the bike squad around the corner the whole time the demonstrators were there.
Have there been any detentions today?
No idea.
In and out?
I don't work with ICE.
Oh, well, this group that's been out here, they say they've been out here all week.
Yeah, they're here all the time. I don't so. I think they a lot of those guys finally figured out that I'm not ICE. Like, we do something completely different than ICE. Don't have anything to do with ICE operations.
DHS, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm with Federal Protective Service, not Immigration and Customs.
Are you based with the Chicago Midwest branch,
down
I guess?
Here, downtown. So our job is we protect all the federal buildings. The whole thing with this, you can't block entrances and exits. That's kind of where we come into it. If you guys are blocking entrances and exits, we have to put a stop to it for safety reasons. But I have nothing to do with ICE operations. Like, I don't know what they do. I don't know when they're moving.
Yeah, right.
We're all under DHS umbrella, but we're not all the same.
But is it true that ICE is using that door to transport folks for hearings?
I honestly have no idea. They would actually have a better idea than I would. Like, sometimes I'll talk to them and I'll be like, hey, what's going on? Like, are they doing deportations today? And they know. I honestly, I never talk to ICE. Like, I have no idea what ICE operations are, like, what they're doing. Like, we don't ever talk to each other, you know? They're their own thing, we're our own thing, and we all do different jobs. If that makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
It's like Secret Service, they fall under our DHS. The Coast Guard falls under DHS. So DHS is a big umbrella with a lot of entities within it.
Right.
If that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Has there been a difference, I suppose, then in the planning? Has there been a difference in planning and operations based on what the group's presence out here? On the DHS end?
I would assume, like, on their side.
Like, is it obstructing your job?
Ours has changed slightly just because of, like, you know, when there's demonstrations, we're going to be around for the demonstrations. Other than that, I don't know. I have no idea if it had any effect on ICE or not.
Right.
No idea.
But in terms of just increased security in general for the premises?
Not really. I mean, it's fairly normal. Like, pretty, like, rudimentary of, like, you know, there's a demonstration going on, we're going to be there. You know, so it's always been that way. So it's not like we changed anything. It's we continue to do what we always do.
Right.
If that makes, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have thoughts because of that line about Trump wanting to recruit 10,000 more workers.
Oh yeah.
Across forces.
I don't even pay attention to politics and
news. Oh yeah.
I stopped. I swore off listening to news a couple years ago. It's too divisive. Just wants everybody to be mad at each other. And I think that, you know, anytime you're in a situation, both sides have some good points, and the rhetoric gets inflamed.
Thanks.
So I try not to listen to political news.
Does it bother you what's going on with ICE detentions?
I can't really go into that.
Yeah. I understand.
Can't, like, in uniform, can't talk about stuff like that.
Totally. Thank you. Appreciate you.
I didn't expect the DHS officer to talk to me. It caught me a bit by surprise. What he was really saying was, though, it seems that they want to distance themselves from the ICE operation entirely. It's unclear to me to what extent they were coordinating with CPD, but what is clear is that the DHS officers went back to the gate to move the protesters away from the front of the gate, and they kept their cars parked there for quite some time. This is a view of what was behind the gate that the demonstrators were standing in front of. It opened briefly for a delivery truck driver to drive through it, but it seemed like everyone was being watched from the inside. The demonstrators stood outside for almost 3 hours. At least that's how long I was there. I later went down to the Monroe St courthouse to see what was going on. I interviewed a young man there who said that his case for immigration had been pushed to 2028 while I let him use my Wi-Fi to call his friend to pick him up.
CPD says they don't work with DHS.
Here's a shot of CPD standing with the DHS vehicle. The DHS officers would drive away from the group of demonstrators and occasionally chop it up with the CPD officers. There hasn't been a lot of reporting on the relationship between DHS, CPD, and ICE, but it is something that local journalists are digging into right now to try to clarify.
And for today?
I don't speak Spanish, so I wasn't able to get this man's story, and I don't want to do it injustice. But we communicated, and he seemed to imply that himself, as well as another individual, came here today for a hearing, and they were allowed to walk out. It seemed to me that he had mentioned that they were taking biometric scans, but I could not confirm whether this is something that happened today or in the past. What's clear to me, however, is despite demonstrators' efforts to try to hinder ICE detentions, it seems that court cases are going on at both facilities, at Monroe and Ida B. Wells, as activists try to engage new strategies to prevent ICE detentions.
Thank you. Did you have it too?
Yeah.
Can I interview you?
Yeah.
Can you tell me in Spanish what happened today inside?
Yo, si la puedes hablar español o inglés.
I'll translate later.
Yo, English. Ya, yo English, no, yo